How to maintain a diet without sugar in a healthy way. We analyze the characteristics of a diet without sugar, healthier and recommended, although it is convenient to eliminate it progressively. Sugar is a very dangerous element if it is consumed in excessive quantities. Unfortunately, this is the most common in the vast majority of the population, especially because of industrial sweets and sugar added to many of the foods we buy. As a result of this, the diet without sugar has become one of the most popular during the last years. This type of nutrition helps people in an effective way to stay healthy and lose weight. However, not everyone is convinced that the sugar-free diet works. This is why we will see what this diet consists of and how to adopt it correctly. How to adopt a diet without sugar. Among the main positive consequences for our body by reducing the amount of sugar in the diet, is the fact of losing weight more easily. Therefore, we show you some tips to start following a diet without sugar. 1. Do it gradually. First, we must bear in mind that sugar is a very addictive element. Therefore, adopt a diet without sugar should be done gradually, so that our body can adapt little by little to reduce the amounts of sugar during our day-to-day. As an example, we can begin by eliminating from our diet the main sources of sugar of industrial origin. Among them will be sweets, pastries or sugary drinks. Eliminating all these products is an excellent way to start the process, in addition to reducing the amount of sugar we put in coffee or tea. 2. Read food labels. Once we have eliminated the main sources of sugar in the diet, which could trigger the consumption of this product, the logical next step will be to reduce the added sugar that many other foods contain. For this, it will be essential to read and know the labels of the food well. This is how we can identify the added sugar in the form of other syrups or sweeteners. In addition, we must bear in mind that anything that ends with the suffix osa will also belong to some type of sugar. Examples of this are sucrose, glucose, dextrose, fructose and lactose. All these compounds will be metabolized as sugars, and excessive consumption of them will be counterproductive to the diet. Sugar is hidden in a surprising amount of food that we buy daily at the supermarket. It can be found in many preserves or in boats like those in tomato sauces. This is why it will be essential to know how to read the food labels in order to identify the added sugar. 3. Avoid simple carbohydrates. Another important advice when adopting a sugar-free diet is to reduce the consumption of carbohydrates, such as those contained in white flour, pasta bianca and white rice. These nutrients can be broken down in a very easy way in our body, which causes the level of glucose in the blood to rise. In this sense, it is best to replace this type of food with its integral versions, both in bread and pasta and in rice. 4. Decay for whole foods. As we have said, white or more refined foods have a higher content of sugar and simple carbohydrates, which leads to a greater production of sugars in our body. Therefore, it will be very important to choose whole foods and leave aside the most processed carbohydrate sources in favor of others like these: the vegetables, the fruits, poultry or tofu, fish, lean meats, nuts and seeds, whole unprocessed grains and legumes. Other tips to follow the diet without sugar. Begin to follow a diet without sugar. Do not substitute fruit for fruit juices. Although fruit juices are natural and without added sugar, opting for them will make us take a greater amount of fructose and less fiber. Choose whole foods, not skimmed. Whole foods have lower sugar content than skimmed ones. To sleep enough, the lack of energy will cause that our organism must produce more glucose to obtain it. Therefore, a good rest will be essential to obtain positive results in the diet. With all these tips, it will be easier to gradually adopt a diet without sugar, which will bring important benefits to the body. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.